First, just an encouragement to pray for these folks who are coming into the Catholic Church. What a beautiful gift they are to the life of the parish. They don't know that. They're kind of still new on the scene. But it's a great witness to the rest of us that you're stepping out in faith and saying, all right, this is where I think God is leading me, and I'm going to seek the sacraments. It's a beautiful gift that will inspire others to do the same, or those of us who are already Catholic to try to live our faith even more fervently. So thank you. So pray for them. They'll receive these sacraments at Easter, long time from now, but we're in preparation and each and every Tuesday night. Anyway, it's a beautiful gift, so please pray for them. I've had the opportunity in my life to live a lot of different places. And probably the most favorite place I've ever lived, this is not a knock on Stillwater or Tulsa, is the city of Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts, for me, has a little bit of everything. People from all over the world, beautiful neighborhoods, a lot of wonderful history, especially with the history of the United States, great food, architecture, sports, lots of sports, and water, right? The Charles River running through the Boston Harbor. It's just a beautiful and kind of really cool place to live. I went to college there, and my family's from there. And one of the things I love about Boston just is the history. The history of the United States and the history of the city of Boston are tied together. So if you go all the way back to your middle school or high school and you learned about the American Revolution, the American Revolution ultimately was a group of individuals that came together as a group and said, we don't want a king. The United States at that time was a part of England. King George III was treating the colonists poorly, and they got together and they said, we don't want to be a part of England, and we don't want a king. And so whether you're from this country or just visiting or now you live here, this country was founded as a place against kings. We are anti-king. And yet here we are in the United States of America, and we're celebrating today a king. But what we know about Jesus is a different kind of king. King George III, or any king you can think of, cannot compare in any way, shape, or form to the glory of Jesus Christ, King of the universe. Not just king of the earth, not king of a country or a sovereignty, king of the universe. So what we know about earthly kings is that they can be tyrannical. They can be good, but a lot of times earthly kings let the power go to their head, and they ultimately come out the other side not being good kings. They don't take care of their people. They have that power go to them. They try to build up their own wealth, and it doesn't turn out well. Well, Jesus, of course, is not that way. Jesus Christ, King of the universe, is not just a good king, but he is, the scriptures tell us, the King of kings, the Lord of lords. He is everything good about a king, all summed up into one. And so, when we celebrate Jesus Christ, King of the universe, it ought to move us a little bit. Like, wow, he is the King of the universe. This is the one that we follow. Jesus, the one that we receive in Holy Communion, that we look at in Eucharistic adoration, he is the King of the universe. So we could stop right there, and that would be awesome. Wow, he's King of the universe. But there's another part to it, and it's a part that I think sometimes we miss. It's a part that sometimes I think we don't take as seriously as we should, and that is this, that Jesus Christ, King of the universe, wants to be in a relationship with you. With you. And you're like, me? Little old me? He doesn't want me. Yes, he does. But I'm a sinner, and I fall short in 500 different ways. You, Jesus Christ, the King of the universe, for all of our struggles, for all of our sins, for all of the ways that every single one of us falls short in all kinds of different things, Jesus Christ, the King of the universe, wants to be in a relationship with you. What does that relationship look like? Right? It's not a distant relationship. I'll just call you once a year. Maybe you come and visit at Thanksgiving, right? It's a deep and abiding relationship that ought to be something that is daily being fulfilled, daily being talked about. That it wants to be a deep and abiding personal friendship with you. Now, I want to take you back and just tell you very briefly what we believe about Jesus. Okay, this is kind of the basic gospel message. We call it the kerygma. That at the very beginning of time, right, when human beings were created, we heard about it in the second reading today, Paul to the Corinthians, that in Adam all sinned. That in Adam, the sin of the world came to us, right? So humans were created and then they messed up. They sinned. And so there's this gap was created between humanity and God. Jesus comes along, and through his death and his resurrection, Jesus closes the gap. Jesus came to save us. So humans were created, humans sinned. Jesus came, took that sin upon him when he went to the cross, and saved us. And then when he died, he then rose from the dead and ascended into heaven. So we could stop right there and say that is an amazing thing, that Jesus Christ took the sin of the world upon him. He took my sins to the cross. But the other part of that is that requires some kind of response from us, right? Jesus did that. It's happened. But what is my response to that? Is my response to that, thanks, great, appreciate it, and I'll let you know if I need any help, right? What Jesus wants is that our response to his generous love be that deep and abiding friendship with him. So what does that look like? Well, first of all, it looks like coming to Mass. Great. What else does that look like? It looks like a daily prayer life. One of the things we're going to do in the season of Advent is we're going to offer, there's an app, some of you have seen it, maybe not, and it's called Hallow. And Hallow is just this resource to pray every single day. Starting today and running all the way through Easter, it's free to everybody in the parish. You can get information about it in the back after Mass, right? Pull out your phone, hit the QR code, and you're on. Okay? That's one of the ways in which we can pray on a daily basis. Relationships, marriages, friendships, they require a commitment on the part of both individuals. And so a relationship with Jesus requires some commitment on our side. It's not just, Jesus, I'll let you know when I need you. It's not just, Jesus, thanks for doing that all those years ago, but I'm good. The relationship requires work. So a life of daily prayer, and then taking a look at the gospel today. This is a tough gospel to hear, because what it also tells us is that at the end of our lives, when our day comes, you and I will be judged. At the end of time, when our day comes, you and I will be judged. And we will be judged on how we love. And especially how we love those who might be difficult to love. On how we love those who are tough to love. Jesus says, when I was hungry and thirsty and naked and in prison and a stranger, did you welcome me? When I was hungry, thirsty, naked, a stranger, and in prison, did you visit me? Did you feed me? We're going to be judged, you and I, on how we live out Matthew chapter 25. Are you a sheep or are you a goat? Sheep, good, goat, bad. Which one are you going to be? And so this relationship that Jesus calls us into, it requires a response on our part. And so we come today celebrating Jesus Christ, King of the universe. We're about to start the season of Advent, leading up to Christmas, this beautiful time of the year where we can grow in our relationship with the Lord. So whether you're using the Hallow app, whatever you're using that's going to help you pray every day, and then respond in generous love to all of the needs that you see around you. That's what Jesus is calling us to. This country was started anti-king, but what we say today is that we have a king, and he is the King of kings, he is the Lord of lords, and he wants to be in a relationship with you.